What is happening, y'all? We are back again. We had took a little break. Been busy trying to get some other stuff in life done. You know how it goes. But anyway, back on the truck today. We got this behemoth tank, and I don't really know now because it's been so long ago. I thought I saved all the pages. I was trying to get some research on the internet, trying to find out what everybody's doing. So this is a Suburban tank that was like I don't even remember now, so don't get me in line. I have to post it. If anybody needs the information, just hit us up. I can go back and research it, because I've got a grocery list of receipts and parts, trying to keep them separate from this truck to that truck and the files on the computer, so we know in case we need a reference. But this is a Suburban tank. Somewhere along the internet search, I read that they would fit in between the frame rails. We're going to take the spare tire mount out, and we're going to move this cross support here back all the way flush. But this thing's supposed to fit in here. Whether it fits like we want it for our filler neck to go on and it be in the bed, I'm okay with it being towards the back of the tailgate. It actually looks symmetrical that way in the center of the truck. This of course we made work. This was a 2-inch adapter hose for this thing. A lot of them that you buy, I mean, you spend like $400 or $500 on these things. We got a cheapo, but what you have to deal with when you get a cheapo is a filler neck. It's not ideal. On your expensive ones, they come right up. They're aluminum tanks. They're made for this kind of stuff, but we can make this work. We're just wanting to shoot this through the bed. I'm not real sure right this second, even if we're going to have enough neck to go through the bed based on where we mount it. So got a lot of measurements to do and a lot of figuring, but we're going to get started. We got all of our lines to plumb this stuff up with. We got we're going 8 and to the engine, 3/8 inline filter. Because this rail we had a return, we're going to do away with the Corvette style regulator that we put on the square body, and we got our stuff through can't think of what it's called right this second. And we got our fuel pump through. It's Quantum, thank you, camera guy. But Quantum Resources, fuel, they got like anything you want for these things to swap over, new fuel pumps, whatnot. So we got that set up on our fuel sender. And the fuel sender actually, I think, went to a 87. That's what we got. I believe this is what this come off of, the 87 Suburban. So, like I said, guys, there's been so many parts we bought, so many things we've done. Like, between the two trucks, it's hard to keep up. But anyway, just want to kind of give you an update on what we're doing. We're going to run the return line off the rail back to the tank instead of doing the regulator style. Because the actual intake that we got, the fuel rail we got, has a regulator built in it. And if you guys are wondering if yours has that, it's going to be, if you got something going to an some kind of vacuum and it looks like a little valve sitting on the side of the fuel rail, that's going to be a regulator that's built in. I know 6.0s had it, so this one, I don't know about the 5.3s if they did or not. In certain years they cut it off and they stopped doing it. So, but we're going to just use what's on the fuel rail. I thought about capping it and just going with their turnstile Corvette regulator, but being we already got it all set up, we're just going to plumb it. We're going to go with it. If we have any trouble, we'll bypass it. But right now, I think that's what we're going to do, because the computer sees all that stuff. So anyway, we'll show you guys along the way. Y'all stay with us. What is up, Alabama and surrounding areas? We are back and it's like 110, 120. You know, gotta get your tan on, get your sweat going. Anyway, it's been a little while since we did a video. It's just been too hot, y'all. Like, this is not something that was pushing, so took a break, done a little here, done a little there. So just give you an update on what we've done so far in case anybody's got any questions since doing this. I'm sure there's everybody out there in the world that's smarter than we are, so they probably already know all this stuff. But hey, if anybody can get any help out of what I'm doing, then I think I've done something. Anyway, we got the tank mounted finally. We took the bed out. This is a Suburban tank from an 87, and I was looking online. Some people were using these, but they was for like a 67 up. So this didn't mount like what I was hoping, but basically I think what we'll do right now is well, it'll work for what we're doing, put it that way. We took the cross member out next to fender and cut that one that went across the frame here and just set the tank on top of the actual frame. And as you can see, it clears back here. These straps were the 87 Suburban, also 87 Suburban sending unit, but we went with the same fuel pump setup, quantum fuel for the LS. It runs like 60 psi. It's an in-tank fuel pump. So basically what we're doing, I was trying to mount it underneath. We couldn't do that, not for clearance anyway. So we plan on bagging this thing. So what we did was put it into bed because eventually when we bag it, we're going to end up with a bed floor that's raised anyway. So what my goal is, and everybody on the internet goes with like the pinch weld here and makes their floor. And I think we can do that option. That's not going to be an issue. Or we can go up to where these grooves are on the side rail here with the wood bed floor. So of course we'll have to build a substructure and put our wood down, all that good stuff. Probably do it by hand instead of buying a kit, just because it's cheaper. But anyway, went with braided line. We got 8-amp fittings. We had a inline filter we ordered, which is here, and the only problem is our fittings wouldn't work for what I'm needing. So we went back with a Summit, which you can see the difference. These are, you can take them apart, clean them, they're reusable, but that's got our 8-amp connections on it. So basically we'll be able to hook up these 8-amp Russell fittings I got. And guys, I go with Russell stuff. I mean, they to me work a lot better, especially when you're putting these braided lines together. These are the ones for the quick connect that goes on the fuel rail. And basically just, we'll show you that in a little bit when I hook all that up. But these is what we're running on the square body. They work really well. And kind of got a smorgasbord of parts. But this is a kit from, I believe the company was GTS. I might have to get that. I can't remember. Anyway, these are trans cooler lines. They come with a kit with 6-amp fittings and braided line. Everything's already put together on these. They're made and just shipped to you. So it's supposed to be like just a bolt-on deal. You just hook them up, run them to the radiator. For right now, we're gonna go straight into rad because we got the 4-core. See how that works out. We may do a external cooler. Don't know at this point, but got Bosch on the old interweb O2 sensors. If y'all get these on Amazon, Rock Auto, you can get them for at least half of what they're costing at the parts store. I think I paid maybe 35 bucks for 2, where one's like 90. So if you got time to work on your build, that's the way to go. We're going with a marine grade cap. We got all that hooked up, but today what we're going to do, we're going to finish plumbing all the return line and the fuel line going to the engine. We found out that the engine we got's got a return manifold style fuel rail. So the Corvette style regulator that I bought, I could use it, but I decided not to, being it's already got the fuel rail with the return and the regulator built in. And you want to come check that out. For the guys that's trying to figure this stuff out and see if you do have a return style, if you see this type plug, it hooks to your intake, comes down and hooks to your fuel rail, this means that you got a return style. What? I'm sorry, not a return style, because you got your return already up here. Return style, you'll have two. You'll have a smaller and a larger. Your 3/8 tube is your main fuel line. This is your return. But you have a built-in regulator is what I'm getting at. This is your regulator that hooks here, so it regulates the fuel pressure from the pump. Whereas we won't, you know, have to run the Corvette style like we done the square body. But anyway, last time we showed y'all, we stopped with the radiator. We still really hadn't got any further with that. I got them pretty well hooked up. We just got a hose clamp, this, and then I'm going to get a flex line for the bottom. Still hadn't done that. We did go with aftermarket LS wire. We just popped a hole, come out the back side of the engine. It's going to be nice when we put the cover on. All the wires will be just, you know, kind of hidden. This truck was a rat rod setup, and I don't know who hacked it up over the years. Of course, that's more money in the budget, but went with a 22 circuit wiring harness. I just wasn't gonna chance trying to hook this thing up to battery power and then burn the whole thing down with what rat nest we had. So I know that looks kind of unorganized, but it's organized chaos at this point. But over on the right, that's your LS harness where everything's going to hook to the PCM. It's come out in there. OBD is wired in it already. So we're going to find a place under the dash somewhere that fits good. Put the computer, and then this is our new wiring harness for our truck over on the left with our fuse block. And the kit comes with it's a 22 circuit again, but it comes with all the factory hookups. And these things are nice. Like, I can give you the website, but just for example, this wire, everything's labeled. It says heater, AC. I mean, every single wire is stamped, and it tells you where to hook it to. We got gas, we got, you know, whatever. But it's kind of a foolproof design, which I need all the foolproof I can get. But as you can see, come check this out. This is why we didn't go with the factory wiring harness. And take a close look. You see all that goodness right there? Bare wire, burnt wire, bare wire. It just, here, I mean, like, it goes on and on and on and on. So, you know, yeah, jump. So anyway, you know, I've never wired a vehicle before, but it can't be that difficult. I mean, just like these bundle wires over here, you're not going to use every circuit. They come with extra wire just in case you want to hook, you know, wire, lights, turbos, any good stuff, nitrous, whatever you want to hook. It's got enough wires to go around. But I mean, again, guys, it tells you front turn signal. You know, you go coil pack. It's got, you know, your headlight, high beam, low beam. So anyway, got a lot to do, y'all. Shooting for a show in November. It's August, so don't know if we're gonna make it, but we got to get this thing fired up where to run. So we're gonna hook up the essentials on the wiring, and as you can see, we're still jacking with this. I'm not so much worried about the bed right now. We're gonna just leave it exposed. Gotta get some wheels on, and of course the bags are gonna get ordered sooner or later. But cab corners, we fixed all that mess, got it all where it's better, but we still got some work to do on the metal. I just want to give y'all a quick rundown. I know the camera's probably gonna overheat again, so like I say, it's like hot, but we're trying to just get it where we can fire it up and run it, and then we can kind of piddle with it and get things tied up, you know, here and there. But main thing is it's pretty much all but just finishing up these fuel lines, finishing up the radiator, throwing a battery in it, and then hooking up the essential wiring that we need. I think it'll be ready to fire. We took the bed on and off a couple, 200-300 times to get this all measured and fitted up. But drive shaft, that was another issue. We had to get a yoke that fit the 400 that would turn and go back into the old 63 drive shaft. After measuring and all this good stuff, it's a 3R. For anybody that needs to know, I've already measured it and took a caliper and dialed it in, and we got a Yukon U-joint coming, 3R. It's hard to find all what you need, but I actually ordered that through Advance because we get the speed perks and all that good stuff, so I got some money off. But it came from Yukon. You can look them up online. They got a lot of good stuff, hard to find parts. We get ready to do this bag kit. I think I'm gonna go to Air Slam It. They're pretty reasonable, so anybody knows anything about them, if they're decent, not decent, let me know. Drop a comment. I think we not too far off from doing that. So again, this is my first two-wheel drive. It's definitely gonna be my first time bagging one, first time with an engine swap. I mean, we did it on that one, we could do it on this one, so not that hard. Wiring, that's the biggest thing. We will have you guys set up to see what this thing sounds like. I'm anxious to hear it, excited to hear it. It's been a long time coming. We did reuse the injectors, forgot to tell you that part. So we went with new seals, O-rings. Hopefully everything works out. But y'all stay tuned, we're gonna get busy, kick this blower back on. This is Alabama air conditioning down here, so we're just gonna kick this thing on. All right, so we have got our transmission lines in. It comes in a kit. You get 290s and two straight, just they're standard fitting to fit your radiator and your transmission. You got a turbo 400, and it comes with a 6N bevel side, so it hooks up to those lines that they provide for you. They're already made up, you don't have to do anything to it. But website's GSTP Auto, and they're on Facebook. I think the kit was like 55 bucks or something. You just can't beat it. I mean, it comes with like enough line already pre-made up to reach what you're doing. But we put them in. I mean, it took like, you know, maybe 20 minutes or so. They actually turned out pretty well. We didn't put any oil in the other day, so we just filled it up with Rotella. We got that set up. We got a different oil stick we're gonna order, dipstick, Loker, or I think that's how you pronounce it. That's what we went with over here on the square body. We're gonna get a stainless coming. Those things are kind of pricey, but we got an oil catch can coming. I figure while we're doing the kind of stainless chrome look, we're gonna just go with that. So we got a stainless catch can coming for this one. We got one coming for the square body too. We didn't put one on it when we got through with it. I was in such a hurry, but it does need one. And we got an overflow. We're gonna hook from not an expansion, but an overflow tank. It's stainless steel as well. It's gonna run from here, and it mounts to the side of the radiator. It looks like a cylinder, but we're gonna stick it somewhere over here when we get it and get all that plumbed up. And we got to work on power steering. Still got to do flex line. Hook the intake. We got it inside. We got to put the cold air on, get a battery, and finish this wiring up. And I think, unless I'm forgetting something, we should be ready to go. We're gonna go with the HydroGuard transmission fluid, or John Deere transmission hydraulic fluid for this transmission too. It done real good on the square body. We're running that 3000 stall we put in here. We bought the new torque converter, so we're gonna see how all that works. But still got to button up some stuff along the frame rail. This wiring harness also, guys, you may run into, depending on where you buy it. I don't think they even put them in any of the standalone harnesses, but the oil level sensor that's on over by the crank sensor on the passenger side of the oil pan, it does not come with one. And from what I can see, none of the harnesses do. I think the factory does. They got a plug that you can buy to bypass that. To my knowledge, the only thing it does is makes the oil level light come on, which we can get that cut off, I believe, in the computer. We can go in and turn that DTC off, so it shouldn't be an issue on that. But the wiring harness actually turned out nice. We're gonna go with a different cover, but this is of course this is not the 6.0 cover, so we're gonna probably get one for this one, and we'll probably do one on the spare body. There's a bajillion aftermarket covers. I don't know exactly yet what we're going to do, but for right now, just got that setting on because kind of covers everything up, gives us an idea what it's going to look like. But we got the just one more sensor to hook up on the cold air, but everything's hooked up. All the wiring on the LS harness. We just got to hook our fan up. I just realized that we don't have that, but I think this harness, yeah, electric fans right there. So this harness actually has power for the fan. So we will get that hooked up because I think we got it turned on in the PCM to tell it that we're running an electronic fan instead of the manual. So we should be good to go. Once it hits a certain temperature, it'll kick it on by what the computer sees. So we should be good on that part. But anyway, I think that pretty much does it for today. We got another part of this wiring harness that we ordered. It come with the part that goes in the truck, and then it's got one that hooks into this and goes under the hood. So and it's got a real detailed schematic. We'll give you all that on the next video when we get more involved in the wiring and kind of show you, in case you guys want to change up and rewire something. A lot of the guys, like in the 50s truck models, they're using this system, so it's pretty detailed, and I mean, so far it's worked out. So anyway, make a long story short, that's for today. And we did a couple hours worth of work. It's just so daggum hot, you know. We just gotta do a little and cool off and try not to end up in the hospital over this stuff. So, but anyway, we got a couple little, we got a vent line we got to rig up. I'm gonna try to get a vent that we can hook to some tubing and maybe stick it under the frame rail there somewhere. They come with like a little, looks like a little filter end on them, just to keep stuff from building nests in, like dirt daubers down here where we live. You park something 2 seconds and they already build nests. So anyway, we got to do that. But I think that's pretty much a wrap. Y'all subscribe, like, follow us, and I guess we'll see y'all on the next run. If the weather cools down like they say, next couple of days we may get back out here. Next day or so it's gonna be like super hot. So we got to do some yard work, grass cutting, good stuff. So we're gonna take a break, but we'll be back. Y'all stay with us.